Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Share, subscribe, like this video. Want to get back on here. Now I had some intelligence earlier and I didn't read it. And the reason I didn't come on here and do an update on it was because I wanted to investigate it a little bit more. Now, if you was listening to Lisa Boyce earlier, she actually read the update. I didn't. So if you want to know what was in the letter, you go over to Watchwoman 65, Lisa Boyce, lovely woman, and she read the whole intelligence report. Now, at the bottom of this intelligence report, somebody wrote in a letter discussing something that could possibly happen in the next couple of days. And I've read it a couple times and went over it. And the reason I didn't do an update on it because I didn't want to scare people, for one thing, because I tell you not to fear. Number two, I didn't know enough about the information. Three, a lot of you have been here since day one, and I think that you have the right information. You've had it for a long time. You know something's coming, and I think that you've got enough information to know when these events happen, the rapture is going to happen. So there was no need to even bring it to your attention. But the more I've read it, I wanted to dive into it a little bit. He discusses 4 towns that will be hit, supposedly, in the next couple of days if this thing goes through in Russia. These were not the 4 towns we saw. And I went on Google Maps and looked them up. Now, could they be hit in the first strike? Very possible. Very possible. But we didn't see them. So I can't tell you 100%. What we saw was Moscow, underneath Moscow, to the left of Moscow, most of Belarus, and the whole west side of, you go down the river of Kiev and go straight down the middle of Ukraine. That's where we saw the impacts. That's where we was shown. We did not see farther to the right. That's not saying it can happen. I don't know what these places are, if there's any significance to them or what. Could this bring that part to pass? We don't know. Like I said, it's nothing to fear. If that's the case, we're leaving. I mean, bottom line. And I think I've taught you enough of that in the past 8 months that there's nothing to worry about and there's no fear because we're going home. I want to make sure that you get the right information with what we've seen and what we've put together through the other dreams and the other visions that are exactly the same. That's what I go by, because I don't think God would have shown us that stuff and not use it, okay? So, like I said, these places could be hit, but we don't know. We didn't see them. That's what we know. We saw the aftermath. Could this be the first bit of this war? Could possibly be. And we saw the aftermath. I don't know, but like I said, we didn't see it. So, I'm going to be one of these people going to hear, yeah, we saw it, even though we didn't see it, because we didn't see it. Brother Philip didn't see it. I didn't see it. Bonnie ain't seen it. The other people have not seen that far to the right in Moscow to know. And none of us can remember that part of the country. Could they be hit? Yes. And I'm sure there possibly are. If there is a World War III, there's probably targets there that could be hit, but we didn't see them. But that's what he discussed in this letter. If you want to know what the letter exactly said, Lisa Boyce, I'm not going to reread it. She did a fine job on reading that intelligence report. It's towards the end. It was her last video that she did. And there's no sense of 2 of us reading it because she's a fine watchwoman. And in that report, I mean, if you go down, it discusses what this guy, he's some kind of intelligence officer for the United States, that he works in espionage. So, like I said, we don't know how accurate it is, if it's real or not. But I think I've taught you enough in the past 8 months to where I think if something does spark off, we're going home. And you're not going to worry about it. That's what I've been trying to get into you guys' heads. We have nothing to fear. All these things, they're going to happen. And it's going to happen in the middle of nowhere. It's going to happen at a time nobody's expecting. This is the perfect time for something like that to happen. That's why I told you to keep your eyes open. Watch the sky, because that's what Paul told us to do. Because the rapture could happen very, very soon, and we know it will. And this war could spark off at any time. So you're always aware, you're always watching, so it won't catch you as a surprise. You will be ready for it. And I think I've taught you enough of that. A lot of you have been here since day one. I've already told you this war is going to happen between Russia, the United States, Ukraine, European nations, and China. It's going to happen. There's no stopping it. It's what World War III will happen. I've pretty much told you exactly how it starts, what the aftermath of, because we saw Belarus, it was completely black. We saw Moscow black, and underneath Moscow, all the way down to the Ukrainian border, was black. We did not see that far to the west of Moscow to know what got hit over there. At least I didn't. We saw what was hit in the United States and places like that when this war starts out. That's all we saw. So I wanted to make sure those towns that guy listed, I wanted to see where they was, and they was not in the locations that we saw. Does that mean it ain't going to happen? No. But it does mean that it's further to the west, so take that as a grain of salt. We did not see those places. So like I said, take it as you can or as you will. But as far as I know, like I said, we didn't see those places. But I've always told you not to fear. If this event's going to happen, we're just going home. Just a closer day to getting to heaven. We all know it's coming. It could happen any day. We know the signs. Now, there's a lot of stuff surrounding that Zaporizhzhia power plant. I'll never say that name right. But we know that something is going to happen there. And that's probably what sparks World War III. So, you guys don't have nothing to worry about. You're prepared. You're ready to go home. Try to get as many people on the ark as possible. Like I said, I think we're down to days the way it's going, because it's starting to unravel pretty fast. Right now would be a perfect time for something disastrous like that to happen. So just keep your eyes up on the sky. Listen for that chauffeur, because we might be leaving very soon. Like I said, but you guys are ready for that. You have nothing to fear. That's why people, Bonnie was asking me, she said, maybe you shouldn't, you should go on there and talk to them about it. I'm like, no. They know. They're ready. They've been listening to me for a long time. I really have faith in you guys, because you guys are tough. You know the signs. You know what's coming. So you're ready. You're ready to get out of here at any time. And I think we've went over this stuff enough to where people knows that we're that close, because we've been talking about it every day for about 8 months. We are very close. Now, some people will never believe it until it finally happens. But a lot of you that's God's sheep know that's why God brought you here, so you would understand what's happening and what's going to happen. So you're ready for this, and you're not afraid of it, because I'm not afraid at all. I wish it'd just hurry up and get done with, so we can get out of here, because I want to be home with Jesus. I don't want to be here anymore, and I know you guys don't either. There's nothing in this world that I want to be here for. They can have it all. I love each and every one of you. I want to give you that report. If you haven't watched Lisa Boyce's last video, watch Woman 65. Definitely subscribe to Lisa Boyce, the lovely Lisa. I've been following her for a long, long time. But definitely check that out, because she reads the letter in depth. That's why I said I'm not going to read it again. There's no sense of rereading it. But it talks about this guy, says he had some kind of inner intelligence about what's to come in the next couple of days. And that's when I looked up the towns to see if there were some towns that we saw, and we did not see these towns. So, could be that this is not proper, this is not good intelligence, or it's intelligence that we didn't see. Okay? But that's what I know about it. So, I want to give you an update on it. Like I said, do not fear. You have nothing to fear. If we're going home, let's get it on, and let's get out of here. I love each and every one of you. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you in heaven.